I'd like to aim to complete 2 things this morning. One is get my shipping done. Sorry guys who won the contest, I feel horrible, but I'm just really bad at shipping things out. I just get too busy. So get that done and take a bunch of pictures of my Phantom 4 because I think I'm gonna sell it and get a Mavic. I think I'm sold. Edison, over here, bud. Over here. Hi. Say hello. What's on your face? All right, well, I took some pictures of the Phantom 4. That thing's all kitted out. I got all the ND filters. I got 3 batteries. You could go to town flying that thing. So yeah, if there's anybody around my area, California, that wants a Phantom 4, send me a message. I'm open to just doing straight business with somebody up here. Let me know, all right? Hello. Hello, Mr. Mantis. Hello. I still don't have a name for this mantis. And largely that's because we got some names, but they're not popping. Mantis McMantis face or something like that was kind of funny, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. A bit of neighborhood intrigue. This house right here, there used to be a drug dealer that lived here. Now, his grandma lives there and she's schizophrenic. And so she comes out of her house and she's just screaming, like just yell. Oh, there she is, she's in the garage. She's just yelling and screaming, and she's got all these boxes of moving her in. The problem is that she's not supposed to be alone. So let me see if I can walk through what all happened. The woman who's moved in across the street has this habit of just screaming at people when they walk by, particularly if she doesn't know you before she went crazy. So she used to live in this neighborhood, and she knows some of the older neighbors who've been there before she kind of had whatever issues she's having. She's yelled at my mom, she's yelled at Leia, she's yelled at me from across the street, and so I just ignore her. I didn't realize she was yelling at me until I was like pretty much done with whatever I was doing out there. Anyway, today she went into the garage and she was trying to get boxes out, and she had it on her little walker and it fell, and she's putting it all back together and she's trying to drag it in, and there's a grade to the driveway. And my neighbor called me and says, you know, I'm gonna call the cops, but she's screaming the whole time. She's yelling about who knows what. And I hope the audio picked it up, but I don't think it did from this far away. Anyway, call the cops, cops come. There's some kind of situation because 5 or 6 cops show up, which usually implies they might be calling mental health or something like that. So the neighbor next door decides he's gonna get involved, saying that she's harmless, nothing is, you know, there's no problem, and the neighbor calls the daughter of the woman, the owner of the house. And I guess the cops took the story and that's it, and they start heading out, and I walked out, I was like, hey, you guys come out here for, you know, the lady who lives here because she was screaming again today. And the neighbor, John, is standing there, and he's kind of like, oh, I've never heard her yell. She just talks loudly. And I'm like, what? She yells at my mom and my wife daily. Like every time they're out here, every time we see her, she yells something, and she's cursing at them. When you're walking the babies around, she's cursing at them. That's not okay. That's not like talking loudly. I don't do that to you, John. That's not an acceptable thing in the neighborhood. We don't do that. And oh no, she's fine. So I'm thinking, what is this guy's problem? Oh, she's harmless. I was like, well, but what if she falls? Because she's dragging a box, she's screaming, she's got her walker, she can barely walk. Is somebody supposed to be with her? Well, her niece lives here. Where's her niece? Where's the daughter? Where are they? There's nobody living here right now. Where are they at? And so on one hand, it's like, yeah, I'm self-serving because I don't want this person yelling at my family. I don't want this person yelling at my kids. Second, what's going on with her, like, family? Should somebody be taking care of her, right? I mean, that's the thing that comes to my mind. Is this like busybody? Josh is at home, he's bored, and he's got nothing better to do, so he's gonna, you know, mess with the neighbors? Yeah, maybe, but there's a reason behind it. There's logic, and I guess if you've dealt with people who have Alzheimer's or have dementia or have other psychoses, which I have had some involvement with the care of, then you kind of understand that it's the complacency that causes the issues. Like, it's the complacency that allows someone to fall and hurt themselves as they get older. It's the complacency that allows someone that has Alzheimer's to start cooking and forget that they were cooking, walk away, and burn half the kitchen down. It happens to people I know. Happened to an ex-girlfriend's family when I was dating her. She was living at the house with the ex-girlfriend. So this is all real stuff. Like, I'm not coming from this place of like faux concern. It's all real, and the fact that people play so light of it makes me think that there might be something more serious going on, which concerns me, because then you've got that aspect of, well, what if these people are claiming that they are her caregiver and they're getting money from the government? And that's how California works. You can claim to be a full-time caregiver of your child or your loved ones or your family, etc. And you will get a stipend, like Social Security payment. But you have to be their caregiver. You have to work so many hours a day providing care to that person and them being in your custody. If people are claiming that and then they go off and work a job for 8 hours, then obviously they're not in their care, and that's fraud. That's not fair either.
Can we unbox it?
What is it? Are we gonna unbox something?
Yeah.
It's a Japanese dinosaur.
Can we open it?
Japanese dinosaur.
Can we open it?
Oh, it's one of these break the dinosaur out of the... Why should you get in your mouth? You're so dirty. Try to keep the dirt on the board, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't do this.
You can do it.
I can't push this down.
You can do it. Just keep trying.
Holy smokes. I need help with my brush.
You need help with the brush?
Yeah.
Looks like you need help with the whole thing. Let me see. How'd you get it on your face? You want me to open it?
Yeah.
You don't want to do it anymore? The Triceratops.
Let's get it out.
Get it out?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You want me to get it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Cerritos. That's your face. Those like private excavator kits are showing up a lot in my life in the last year or so. I'm not a big fan. So I made these cards. I'm not going to show you because that'll spoil the fun of my ham radio video, but I've got to cut them out, and I don't have I used to have one of those big stand-up paper slicers, but I don't know where it's at, so I guess I'm doing this all by hand today. Okay, so these are going to be stacked up. So basically there's a front side, or a front side and a back side, and then we're going to laminate them. How are we going to laminate them? Well, I just so happen to own a laminator, just like this one. Got this off of Amazon for real cheap. It was an Amazon Basics. I'll post the link, you can check it out. I don't think there's a lot of people who have a need for a laminator, but hell, you got the option. Okay, so now I have all these plastic cards with instructions on the top and a frequency plan on the back. And basically the radio will be set up to correspond to the plan. Well, that's gonna do it for today. I am pretty tired. Question of the day. Have you ever lived next to somebody who has like a mental issue of some kind, or something where you didn't really know if they were a danger to your family, maybe not yourself, or themselves, and how did you handle it? I don't really know how to handle this whole event right now. It's kind of new ground for me, so I would appreciate your comments. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will talk to you tomorrow. This high maintenance baby, you won't go to sleep. You wanna come over here? Go over to daddy? Go over to daddy, come on. Anyway, tomorrow is Leia's birthday party, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, we'll see you then.